I actually started half of the teachers because basically they doubled the enrollment and they doubled the teacher, the staff that first year I was on. We were in the basement of Sacred Heart Gym for the first semester of the year, and so every day or every Friday, if you go down to the basement, even today, it's just an open hall, like a church hall. People rent for different family events and things like that, weddings, all those sort of things, to have receptions and parties and things. So we pretty much had an open space and some partition walls that we would set up to kind of to form our classrooms in that space, and just some old tables that didn't match. I think we probably donated some chairs that were donated, and every Friday we'd have to put all those things away, and our students would help us the last like 10-15 minutes, so that in case there was some sort of function that weekend, that they would have the space. So we'd have to put everything away, and then come Monday morning, build it back up and put everything back to form our classroom. And so, I remember having just barely enough of a classroom set of textbooks to teach, and just like a dry erase board at the time that was mobile, that we could move to use. And about mid-year, we moved from there to then another building that was pretty old. In fact, they've demolished it now. It's not even standing there. It was the old Plaza de Niños building for the Guadalupe Center. And we moved there because the construction was still happening at the Holly building. So I think it was about February or March when that was complete. So then we moved again to the Holly building, which would then be our home for me for a good 12 years, 13 years. And so, a lot of transition. Most people probably would have quit. In fact, we probably did lose some people just because it was not very stable, having to move 2 big moves in your first year of teaching. But that, to me, it was about, you could have all the resources in the world, but if you cannot build relationships with kids, if you do not have effective instructional practices and pedagogy, and a curriculum that really pushes kids' thinking, reading, writing, and thinking, then it's for none if you have all those resources and you're not having kids do that. So